personal finance. This is on our second week of classes. We're studying about your personal finances, and the best way to optimize your finances is to have a financial goal. And so you may have never had to make a financial goal before. So we're going to go through what exactly a financial goal is to be. If you remember this smart board, the touch part's not working. So what is a financial goal? It's a goal that you set that revolves around finance or money. Examples include a comfortable retirement, a new smartphone, pay off credit card debt. Those are some common financial goals. Financial goals are ranked in priority that you give to them and by the length of time that it takes to complete the goal. You will probably work toward more than one financial goal at a time in your adult life. So while you may be saving for retirement every month after you're an adult, there'll still be other things that you want to save toward, and you'll have to budget your money accordingly. So you usually have more than one financial goal, and you'll need to look at your priorities. So you wouldn't want to stop saving for retirement in order to save for a smartphone. So there's 3 different time periods that go along with financial goals, and pretty easy to remember: short-term goals, medium-term goals, and long-term goals. So short-term goals are those that you can usually reach in 3 months or less, and so you might be saving right now for some back-to-school clothes that you want some cool things to wear to school. Medium-term goals are goals that take between 3 months or a year, okay, so 3 months less than 1 year, such as saving for a vacation. So usually you can't put enough aside in just a few weeks to get a good vacation. So that's something that would usually take more than 3 months for most people. Long-term goals are goals that take more than 1 year. Of course, saving for retirement is always a long-term goal, but you can have long-term goals that are shorter, that may be just a little bit more than a year. And here I have such as paying off your student loan debt, which may affect you someday. So a constant financial goal, no matter how many other financial goals you make and complete during your life, it's most important that you have a constant goal of saving money. So those savings can be just your retirement savings, but also you'll need an emergency fund in case something happens in your adult life, like your refrigerator breaks down or somebody backs into your car. Those are things that you'll need an emergency fund to cover. Okay, so I swiped this off of the Smart Goal Setting website, so I want to give them credit. But all of your goal planning, financial goal or otherwise, it should be based on SMART goals. So that means be specific, have a measurable goal, something that you know that you can achieve that's attainable. It needs to be relevant to your situation, and you need to say what time you want to have this done by, so it's time bound. So again, this is a basic SMART goal setup, but we need to, when we make financial goals and other goals, stay within this frame to help us be successful. Okay, so the first part of a SMART goal for financial planning would be number 1, define what you want to accomplish. Okay, seems pretty simple, but you need to know what you're working toward when you have a goal. So let's say our SMART financial goal is saving for a 4-wheeler. So write your goal down. So here I've got a note. I want to get a four-wheeler. Once you put it in writing, it's just something that solidifies in your mind, and it helps to motivate you to reach your goal. So write down your goals. Hold yourself accountable. So be realistic. I can't save enough money to buy a new four-wheeler in a year. So to be realistic means that you can always revise your goal in the future. So I'm going to revise my goal and say that I can save enough for a used four-wheeler in 1 year. So our fourth step is we're going to develop a plan of action. We figured out that it takes about $1,200 to buy a used four-wheeler. So I'm going to save $100 per month. So that's my plan, is to put $100 a month aside to reach the goal of buying a used four-wheeler. Now, anytime you're using financial planning, don't forget about the interest that you can earn on your money. So don't forget the interest. If I put my monthly savings into a savings account that pays interest, I'll have my $1,200 in a little bit less than a year. Or I'll have about $1,230 after an entire year. That's more than if I just kept the money and put it in a jar in my room at home. Okay? You're going to get a payoff by actually placing it into that savings account and earning interest. So the interest is a bonus on top of what your hard work and savings is put aside. Okay? So you might think that you're done because you have a plan, right? But you need to go back and review your progress. So revisit your goal every few months to check your progress. Since this is a medium-term goal, okay, then we're going to wait a couple of months before we check and see how we're getting along. We may need to adjust our plan as necessary. There may have been a month where you only had $80 to put aside instead of $100 from your part-time job. So you may have to adjust your goal, your long-term goal, based on how everything's going. And one more thing. It's good to see your progress, because suppose you're over halfway to your goal, then you would feel really good, and it will give you incentive to hang in there and keep setting that money aside. All right, so in summaries, financial goals are targets that you decide upon. They can be short term, that's 3 months or less, medium term, more than 3 months but less than a year, or long term, which is greater than 1 year. Many people set goals to save money because they want to earn interest on what they invest. So even if you're putting it in a bank, that's a type of investment, and you can bring home more than what you actually put in. When setting a financial goal, it's important to have a plan and follow the steps to ensure you are successful in the end.